Really broad question. How did you study for English?
Well, I know people say not to, but I memorised all my essays a lot. But you also, it's kind of hard to do that because you have to keep in mind that you need to change to the question, obviously. So you memorise it, but you know you're going to have to change it anyway. So it's kind of like a backup, because like memorising points didn't work as well, because you just write more fluently and you can just change it. If you can change it in the exam, it's good. But this is really an individual question because everyone is totally different to how they work in an exam and stuff like that. I was really bad with time. So
that's why you felt the need to
pretty
memorise?
much. But it also made it easier to change it for me. I don't know why.
Okay, so you obviously, I mean, just taking this a couple of steps back, so you'd write an essay, you'd memorise
it.
it.
The practice, you know how you always get practice essays in class? I'd write one and I'd get marked and like make sure it's good.
And so just improve it basically?
Yeah, and then like a generic one, so like...
So really broad thesis?
Yeah, kind of like, so if it's easily to be, easily changed. So a broad thesis and all that. And just put it in and then like made note of where to put the key terms in and all that. But you kind of had to really think in the exam to do, like the better marks I got were the ones where I actually really nailed the question. Yeah. Okay. And sometimes it's lucky, like your essay will kind of already go with it, or sometimes I just completely changed it. Like in the HSC exam, paper 2, there were some really weird questions for standard in the modules that I was doing, and like kind of different things to be practiced and all that, so just really had to adapt it and correctly. And I have really bad handwriting. So I had to, my teacher always said to write really big, like really fat, and that worked.
To make it clearer basically?
Yeah, just write big.
So just a quick question, just in terms of, the memorising the essay point. So did you find then that you had to practice maybe prior to the exam adapting your essay to new questions? Or was it something that you just sort of went in and
I tried to. Like that was like really like, it'd be really good if I did this, but sometimes I really couldn't be bothered. But like for the actual HSC exam, I did a few practice essays, but I don't think I did many before that.
Alright.
But that does really help. It is. It's really hard work, but it's worth it. Like
just to make sure that you are adapting.
Yeah, and you're doing it in time and stuff like that, because then you really have to cut it down. Like, I think like I did this quite a lot, but not so much towards the end, kind of being like you think you can write a lot more than you can in the time, so it's kind of like a denial thing. Like, so you actually have to practice it to know in 40 minutes that you can't do that much, but putting the question in. So I have to make it like 30 minutes long, because it's going to take me like 10 minutes to put in the question and make it good,
So there was a little bit of that preparation prior to work out timing essentially?
Yeah, I do around 30 minutes memorising it, and then leave 10 minutes to do the question and think about it, because that's really important, like, because you can't just not put the question in, I guess like 5 minutes.